Bethlehem, believed to be the birthplace of Jesus, today home to 30,000 people and steeped in religion, history, and politics. The woman running the city is 53-year-old Vera Baboun, and it doesn't take more than 10 steps through the iconic manger square outside her office to get a sense of what she means to Palestinians living here.
She is better than 10,000 men.
For the last 4 years, City Hall has been her office. Her path paved in part while her husband was serving time in Israeli prison over his involvement in the First Intifada, while she was studying at Jerusalem's Hebrew University.
That was a real enriching experience, being there, and it gave them, I think, another opportunity to reflect on me as a student, on me as a human, on me as a Palestinian. To share experiences is highly needed, but who takes the decision? And this is the main difficulty. There are two levels: the people's level, represented by the people's will, and the politicians and the political will.
Do you think that today the Palestinian public is on the same page as its leadership, as Mahmoud Abbas?
Reality is the master of the game. And reality says there are people who are living inside a wall restricted and people out. Reality says that we need a recognition not only of a state. For me, the recognition is a recognition of people living inside the wall, recognizing us as Palestinians.
That restriction refers primarily to settlements, the roads connecting them, and a concrete wall, what she describes as the strangling of the city.
How can I develop and give services and sustain if I'm living in this box?
Another obstacle to peace, as often cited by the Israeli government, is terror. According to the country's internal security service, over 620 attacks targeting Israelis in just the last 14 months. But focusing on those carrying out attacks, Vera says, is a mistake.
Maybe this is a call of help, even to the Israelis, to listen to them. I don't know. This is their way of doing it. But I know one thing, that a lot of non-violent strategies are taking place, starting with the authority down to people. Why are not people looking at it? Why are we waiting for an event from here and there to say violence? No, we are running from our own truth when we say that.
The underlying belief that peace brings security, not the other way around. But with such a dire need for security, why has peace eluded this region for decades?
Why are we not asking the correct question? For me, the real question is, why aren't we up till this moment not capable of achieving peace? Is it because we do not want peace? Is peace jeopardizing the reality? These are very important questions.
So let's take that one step further. Do you think that the government, those at the helm on both sides, actually have the courage to ask those tough questions?
They should ask this question. I always believe whenever you put people inside the wall and people outside the wall, you believe they are different. You create the dichotomy. You create the binary, not only in territory. You create the binary in mind.
Barriers of a different kind are something she's confronted head-on. Lining the walls outside Vera's office, photos of her predecessors, all of them men.
Definitely, I face challenges, and I question, is a male mayor will face the same? Yes, he will face the same. Maybe still people do not trust that women can do it and sit on the head of the table. It's not in the consciousness. Globally, still we need to work a lot. It's not only Palestine.
So why are there so few women? On that, a theory.
Women. Still, they are speaking the language of men. It means they are repeating a male consciousness. For a woman to have a voice, effective voice, she needs to speak out women voices and women consciousness. In politics, still it is men's language. And unfortunately, many women do speak men's language rather than their own.
Listening to Vera's language, it's tough not to wonder if she could end up vying to lead the Palestinian Authority itself.
But the glass ceiling is not necessarily to be the president, you know. And I believe in where can you be in the place of change, effectively, whether politically or non-politically. And that's where I see myself, in a place where I can break the glass in order to effect change.
What role that could be isn't yet clear, but there's a far more immediate future to consider with President Donald Trump. One of his most divisive policy promises to move the American embassy to Jerusalem, something the Fatah party has warned would open up the gates of hell.
This is what I call for the American diplomacy and presidency to listen to. And this issue will create a lot of conflict, will add to the conflict. You cannot resolve issues by imposing them on parties. At least, this is the title and the address of the Americans of democracy, par excellence.
But unlike many in this region, Vera Baboun is not altogether pessimistic about the future.
2017 for us is an opportunity. A lot of opportunities are there, opportunities to make peace. Even in Mr. Trump presidency today, despite all his commands and statements, we can look at a new opportunity in order to facilitate a peace. The summit in France, a new opportunity, because the world has sat on one table talking about the two-state solution.
Another less discussed reality here, a dwindling Christian population in one of the holiest cities in the world for Christianity.
5 young Christian families left Bethlehem to other parts of the world. I met 2 of them. I said, "Where are you leaving?" They said, "We are leaving for a better future for our children." You cannot make your children live in a walled city. Walling cities means walling vision, opportunities.
Back in 1950, Bethlehem and the surrounding villages were 86% Christian. By last year, that number dipped to just 12%.
Can you imagine a holy land without an effective, efficient existence of Christians?
Imagining a peaceful future in this part of the world is tough for most, Israelis and Palestinians alike, who have witnessed decades of failed attempts. But for them, Vera Baboun has a final message. Though they may be on opposite sides of a bitter negotiating table, in one key way, they're also on the same side.
With peace, we are all winners. And with war and conflict, we are all losers, babe.